one question. That is, over the past 9 days, and this is the 10th day, over the past 9 to 10 days, if you have been resting from a very intense 2023, put 1. If you have been resting from a very intense 2023 final sprint, put 1. But if you have already started your prospecting, started your follow-up, started to meet your clients in 2024, put 2. So let's see how active or resting have you been for the past 9 days, okay? Now, these answers will take about some seconds to come in. And while you can't give me your answers, whether you have been resting for the past 9 days, 10 days, or you have already kicked into your activities, your momentum, and your rhythm, I'm going to tell you more about this session this morning. Okay, I'm going to bring up my slides now. Okay, let's see the answers. Okay, some people resting, some people... Anyone working? I'm sure, yes. So Selvin has started working, Afik started working. Okay, who else? Let me see. I'm going to bring up my slides right now. Okay. So we have got a good mix of 1 and 2, but I seems to see more 1. Seems to see more 1. Oh, 2. A lot more 2s coming. Okay. Now, for many of you, this will be your very first seminar or webinar for 2024. And this is also the month or the few weeks of the year that you start your goal setting, you start your annual planning, you start your working through the plan on how you can achieve your goals and targets this year. Now, of course, we all ended 2023 either feeling elated, happy, and great that we have achieved the goals that we set out, or we ended the year after having worked hard, missing some of the targets and asking ourselves, how can we do better? So this session this morning is not only about asking how do you feel about 2023. No, it's about working through your 2024 master plan. And of course, in the usual goal setting session, we spend hours working on your plan. So today, we are going to work on your plans, not in the intricate details, but rather I'm going to throw you a lot of questions that help you to shape your perspective on how your 2024 will turn out. Before 2024, let's look at first, do a quick review of 2023. I know you say, Jensen, I did it with my leader already. Don't worry, I only asked you 2 questions. Here's 2 questions to do a quick review for 2023. Get your pen and paper ready, your digital notepad ready, your iPad and your Apple Pencil ready. Okay, 2 questions.
Jensen, sorry to interrupt you. We couldn't see your screen share. Now we can see.
We can see.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Oh, thanks, Lawrence. So 2 questions to review your 2023. Okay, first one, and that is, what was your greatest pain? So last year, in the business that you have run, in the prospecting and the activities that you have run, what was your greatest pain? What was your greatest pain last year? Okay, what was your greatest pain last year? So was your greatest pain having following up with 1 or 2 of these 3 or prospects, perhaps high net worth for a few months, and after the months of work, it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to be? Or you set for yourself a goal and you work very hard, put in all your sales activities, prospecting, follow up, etc., but it didn't turn out the way you wanted it? So what was your greatest pain? Just think about what was my greatest pain last year. Your greatest pain could also be the breakthrough point for you this year. Now, what do I mean? When I ask you the second question, you probably will know. So written down your greatest pain. Greatest pain. Pain means something you do not want, something you dislike, something that gave you a lot of inconvenience. What was your greatest pain last year? Now, your greatest pain could also come from something that is not business. It can be your personal life, your relationship, a part of your health, a part of your finance, a part of your family situation. That could be the greatest pain. Okay? Now, next question. That is, what is... Oh, it's not coming up. Give me a second. Okay, the next question is not showing for some reasons. The next question is, what was your greatest gain? Okay, what was your greatest gain? What was your greatest... Oops. Okay, let me just show it again. What was your greatest gain in 2023? So you had your greatest pain, whether it's in business, in health, in finance, in relationships, in family, in any other areas. But what was your greatest gain? Looking back, just a quick few moments, what was your greatest gain in 2023? What was your greatest gain in 2023? For me, one of my greatest gain was I added our number 3 to our family. So her name is Gazelle. She's now turning 1 year old. Yes. Yes, there was a lot of losing of sleep and late nights and or not sleeping through the night, but that was our greatest gain. Okay. So now I'm a father to 3. And they always say parenthood is an amazing journey, and I couldn't agree more. Okay, so you have your greatest pain. Now, you also must have your greatest gain. And usually, your pain and your gains are very related. If you have worked very hard, but you have not gotten the results that you wanted, now you would have also gained in terms of experience and gain in terms of wanting to achieve even more this year. It could have pushed you more. Okay, so now I want to share with you a group of amazing individuals that I've had opportunity to work with last year, and end of last year, some of them sent me certain things to tell me about their pain, their gain, and what are the key words from their messages that will be a highlight for today's session. Okay, so last year I worked with an amazing group of individuals from AIA Singapore. We went through 2 long days of MDRT session. And then at the end of the year, I received quite a number of messages. Here are some of them. Now I'm drawing out these messages to show you the key words that they said. Now, hi Jensen, just want to share with you. I cleared my MDRT. Thanks for helping me during the boot camp. Now, I had better control over my emotions and awareness in the last quarter of 2023. So I want you to take note of that word awareness. Awareness of what? Hi Jensen, I increased my production by 75% in 2023. Mindset shift makes so much different. What is the keyword here? Mindset. So we have awareness, we have mindset. Next one. Hi Jensen, before the year ends, they're not important. Now, I was short of about 25,000 to clear the convention. Then I'm proud and humble to share I cleared this too. So it feels very surreal because when I ended the bootcamp in August, I was at least 50,000 FYC. They're called, they measure by FYC. From away from MDRT. So you always say that it's the mindset, it is the breakthrough that there's focus on. So today we call it your 2024 Breakthrough Master Plan. This Breakthrough Master Plan, in a moment, I'm going to bring you through. We are also focusing on 2 keywords here. One is your mindset. That is how you're starting the year. The other one is awareness of how you are progressing through the year. I'm looking at all the things that have come in, all your comments. Oh, Miss Afina, yes. Greatest gain, join AIA. We should put this on the Elite Academy recruitment advertisement. My great pain was getting married to my great gain. Okay, why did I say great pain? Great gain was getting married to the love of my life. Great. So now that you're married to the love of your life, then you've got to commit yourself 100% fully into your life, her or him, and your success, and make your career a successful one so that your family can benefit. Wow. There's pain of people saying that they had some health situation, reconstruction surgery, being backstabbed, and whatsoever. And you notice that one thing will never stop. The pain or challenges or problems will always come at us. Okay, problems and challenges will always come at. That will never stop. Now, for some of you, this year, actually for all of us, this year is about upping our game, raising our levels, moving up these levels or these steps of advisory. So if you had become the health and wealth advisor, then you are going to move into the live advisor, premium advisor, or MDRT advisor, or even the supreme MDRT. And these steps are all that we aspire to take. So tell me right now, just get an indication of what is the step that you want to get up to. You do not need to go step by step. I can be done from health all the way to MDRT advisor. So tell me, which step do you want to achieve for this year? Since the first 10 days, you are feeling motivated, energetic, and uplifted. So which is the level of advisory that you want to rise up into in 2024? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Okay, put it in the chat. Let me know. For a lot more great gains coming, self-realization and more time with my children. Yes, more time with the children. One of the things that being in this business is not about you have to do sales so you don't have time with your family. That's not true. Yesterday, I was just meeting one of my students. She did double MDRT last year, and she said that it's amazing that this career has given her all the time and the freedom and the space to live the life, do her work, and still spend time with family. Okay, so while I'm waiting for which step would you want to achieve, and some of you maybe want to be the millionaire or the double million winner or qualifier. Wow. Then Fazila, Supreme MDRT. Sounds cool. Supreme MDRT. So end of last year or earlier this year, I saw a lot of AIA Malaysia friends posting about their achievements last year. Super happy for you. Now, wherever you want to get to, whether it's the live advisor, okay, the premier advisor, the MDRT advisor, or Supreme MDRT, you got to ask yourself one question. Where are you investing your energies? Because we say we want to achieve a goal, but are we really getting there? And you say, Jensen, it's only 10 days. How do I know whether I'm getting there or not? It's still early. You're right. But do you know every day it is an indication whether you are getting near your goal? Jensen, what do you mean? The leaders who are in this session, this is a very key concept to observe in your financial advisors, in your team members, in your agents, and for all our planners and our elites here. Okay, this is an important thing for you. That is, our mind tells us what we think we want. So we want the Supreme MDRT, we want the MDRT, or we want to be a premier advisor, we want to be the $1 million achiever, we want to be the double million winner. Okay, but do you know that every day, although you have the timeline to get to your goal, but every day, what you do in your body or with your body shows exactly what you really want. So someone who truly wants to be a premier MDRT qualifier, okay, or Supreme MDRT, every day, will he or she be passionate or not passionate? Will he or she wake up early or late? Will he or she be energetic in meeting people, enthusiastic in speaking about financial planning, wanting to extend his or her reach or not? See, it is all in your body. So if your body is not awakened and it's not energetic, it's not forthcoming, it's not moving forward every single day, and then we are telling ourselves we still have the next 355 days, then it's not going to get there in any way. So our body shows what we really, really want. So I want to take a quick 5-second review of your past 9 days in 2024. For the past 9 days, has your body been responding according to the kind of breakthrough you want in 2024? Has your body been energetic, moving forward, enthusiastic, passionate, alive, wanting to do more, be more, have more, okay, for the past 9 days? Give it a thought, okay? 5-second quick reflection. All right. So we are done with 2023. Now, let's start with 2024. By the way, throughout the session, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. I would love this to be a physical session with 1,756 of you. We love that. So, okay, although we are doing it virtual, but post any of your questions throughout the session, I'll be happy to answer them. Whether it's on prospecting, objections handling, yourself, handling your own objections, handling your situations, let me know. Okay? Now, so let's go into 2024. I prepared this for you. What are you starting with this year? What are you starting with this year? Anybody know where this is? If you are, this is in your country. Anybody who knows where this is? So last year, end of last year, I was at this part of your country, and then it was one of nice, amazing sight because super foggy. Okay, I took a picture. So my question to you: what are you starting with this year? Now, those of you who have done well last year, you are starting with good confidence, you're starting with a good head start, you're starting with maybe a flow over of your clients' requests, flow over of your cases, and then you are feeling good about starting this year. But what about those who didn't end off exceptionally well or according to how you wanted last year? Okay, so what are you starting with of this year? Now, so grab your piece of paper, let's start this exercise. So what are you starting with this year? I'm starting with okay, first, I want to ask you, what kind of sense are you starting with? What is the belief that you're starting with? Is there a fear or confidence that you're starting with? Jensen, what do you mean? I'm going to give you a specific example in a moment. Okay, so I'd like you to take a few moments, ask yourself, for the past 9 days, 10 days, what am I starting with? Am I starting with a sense of loss or worry? A sense of loss and worry. Since 2023 wasn't great, 2024 people say got recession, global recession. Am I worried? Or am I starting with a sense of calmness and certainty? Okay, write this first. Okay, so you're starting 2024 now. You yourself, run through your mind. What am I starting with this year? Is it worry and loss? Is it anxiety? Is it calmness and relaxation, or calmness and certainty? What is it that you're starting with this year? Okay, starting to set plan to achieve my goals. You're anonymous. I don't know who you are, but there's a good starting point. The other one, what is your belief about how this year will turn out? What is your belief about how this year will turn out? The belief is an expectation on how you are going to see this 2024 according to the news that you have heard, according to what people have been telling you, according to what your clients have been telling you, according to what the prospects that you didn't close have been telling you, according to what your family members are telling you. What is the belief? What is your belief about 2024? Last one. What is the fear that you have or confidence that you have? Do you have a fear of not being able to hit sales income target? Or do you have the confidence of rising to premium or MDRT or supreme MDRT advisor? What is that? I'm not able to see all your answers unless you put it there. I mean, some of you will put it there. But what I like you to do is take a quick few moments, ask yourself, what is my starting point? Where is my starting point? I want to build a master plan, but I need to know my starting point. As of now, what is my emotional sensing? Loss, worry, calmness, certainty, confidence, and greatness. What is the belief? Believe that this will be a relaxing, happy, abundant, joyous year, or this is going to be a challenging, difficult one of the global recession year. What is the fear or confidence that I have? Okay, there's a quick review for yourself. What is your starting point? Because your starting point talks about your mindset and your emotional state. And all this is sending signals to the world around you or the universe that's going to create your world in 2024. It doesn't matter what your results were in 2023. Good results, great. Not so good results, even better, because then this year you're going to have a real breakthrough. Okay, so quick few moments. I'm going to count off 5 seconds. Complete the exercise. See any answers? Calmness, say Hafizu. Hafizu say calmness. Shini says a new target setting, step to achieve. New target setting, step to achieve. Oh, Chi Hin, I like yours. Full force to hit goal. Full force to hit goal. Now, at the beginning of the year, everyone is optimistic. Most people are energetic. I want to go all out. But you know that this business is not what do you call that? It's not a sprint. Your sprinting is last quarter. This business throughout the year needs to be a sustainable marathon. So I don't encourage that you don't do much work at the beginning of the year, but I encourage that you do a lot of work, okay, at the beginning of the year. One of the session I did last year, which I'll share with you at the end of this session, is last year in October, I went over to China, Shanghai, and we delivered a session for about 40 top producers in AIA China. And I like one of the practice that they have. You see, when we do our final sprint, they do this thing called a Kai Men Hong. Kai Men Hong in English is translated as a prosperous start, okay? And they have this habit that is, in November and December, they will go all out and bring in their cases, not to close the year, I tell you. They bring their cases so that by January of the new year, they would have achieved 70% of their production target. Can you beat that? By January of the year, they would have achieved 70% of the production target. So come Chinese New Year in February, they would already have achieved 70 to 80% of their production target. Okay? So if you had run to the last day in a very tiring manner last year, I encourage you to kick off and start early this year. Every year someone tells you to start early, and instead of just starting early, why don't you start right and be consistent all the way? Okay, so is it all gloomy and not optimistic, my friends? Is it all gloomy and not optimistic? I want to tell you that regardless of what is your current state, you're thinking that maybe I don't have a lot, I have a negative mindset, or I'm not so confident now. I want to tell you that you are starting with much more than you think you have now. You are starting with much more than you think you have. Actually, we are starting with much more. Even if you didn't achieve your goals last year, even if you didn't achieve the confidence last year, even if you didn't feel good about yourself last year, you are starting with much more than what you think you have. Now, what do I mean? Let's talk about a master plan. Okay, so for the next 35 minutes or so, 40 minutes, I will focus on this master plan. I'm going to bring you through a series of questions. You will be thinking deep and a lot. Scribble your answers down on your piece of paper, digital notepad. So don't wait for me and ask me, Jensen, can I have your slides? My slides are not as important as your answers, okay? So grab your pictures if you like to from the screen and take note of the answers to the questions. So I'm going to go through 4 segments here. First is your assets. Let's look at what you have. You have more than what you think you have to be able to rise up to the different levels of advisory, become premier, MDRT, or supreme, whatever you want. Then we're going to move on to your desire. What is it that you really want? I'm not going to just ask you what is the target you want to hit this year. I will ask you a series of questions that will get you thinking hard how you want this year to really, really turn out. After that, we're going to look at your obstacles, bottom left here. The obstacles that are things that you are afraid of, the things that you are apprehensive about, the things that you feel will stop you, the things that you feel are in your way. Let's ask very strong questions and help you see through them, okay? And lastly, we talk about what you will do. You know the sales activities are important for you to do, but I'm going to give you a snapshot or sneak review of the next 11 months and 21 days to help you see what's going to come for you. Okay, you ready? If you're ready, I want you to put R in the chat. Put R in the chat. We have 1,788 attendees. I wonder how many of you are actively listening, sitting down, looking at one screen only, instead of driving, drinking your coffee, or doing something. Now, I ask for 35 minutes of your full 100% attention. Full 100%. Because anything, you know that anything we focus on will give us result. So why don't we bring our presence and attention and wholehearted energies just into the session. One comment, Clara says, be more enthusiastic when prospecting and be more hardworking. Now, be more enthusiastic when prospecting and be more hardworking. The word enthusiasm comes from one place. The enthusiasm doesn't come from outside, it comes from inside. And enthusiasm can only be felt by the other person when you truly feel it within you. And enthusiasm can only be there, okay, if you truly believe and feel about what you're doing. Okay, many R's coming. Let's kick off. First one, your assets. What do you have? A series of questions for you. So get your pen and paper, digital notepad ready. I'm going to ask you the questions I explained to you. First one, what is your clientele base? So whether you have been an elite or an agent or a planner for 3 months to 30 years, doesn't matter. What is your clientele base? Write it down. So some of your clientele base is like 20, 25, okay? Or some of your clientele base is like 200, 250. Yeah, last year when I was hosting an MDRT Day Singapore, one of them, TOT qualifier, he has a clientele base of 3,000 people. So what is your clientele base? It doesn't matter, you know? It doesn't matter whether you have a huge clientele or small clientele. What I want you to see is this year, you're starting with a clientele base. You're not starting with 0. You have a clientele base. You have a clientele base means you have clients to visit, you have clients to follow up with, you have clients to care for, show your concern. You have clients to reach out to, you have clients that you can generate referrals with. That is a good start. Okay, if you have a clientele base, it also means that these 20, 25, 250, how many of them, doesn't matter, that you have a group of people whom have entrusted their financial planning in your hands. You have gained the trust of this number of people. And trust is a goodwill and capital that is not easily tangible, tangibly measurable. So you have been trusted. Next question, how many referrals did you receive in 2023? How many referrals did you receive in 2023? If you have received regular referrals every week or every month, probably every month from some clients, then you know that you have set off on a note with your clients where they like you and they want to see you succeed, or they trust you enough to get their friends or family or connections to come to you. If you have not received your referrals and or match referrals, then you know that you got to make your referral generation an important focus in the year of 2024. Okay, make your referral a year focus in the year 2024. Now, why do I say that? Now, the business is going to evolve. The industry is going to see more regulations and stuff like that. There's going to be more competition. There are many people out there in other companies or other agencies that are selling one product and stuff like that. We want to be an advisor. You want to have a sustainable business, be an advisor. So only with trust and with good work done, then the referrals will come. Next question. What are the warm networks that you have not connected or reconnected with? What are the warm networks that you have not reconnected with over the past months or years? Do you have former schoolmates, former teachers, former professors, former colleagues, former vendors, former clients, former suppliers, former whatsoever? Do you have other networks that you have not reconnected with? Could be social network, some of the groups and interest groups that you have joined, or it could also be professional networks that you have, whether on LinkedIn or other platforms. Does everyone around you know that you are an advisor? Interestingly, not everyone, I can guarantee not everyone around you know that you are an advisor, because some of you might not have hit the point where you tell everybody that you are with AIA and you are elite or you are a planner. So does everyone know? Now you say, Johnson, no, why do I need to tell everybody? You don't need to tell everybody, but you need to let everybody know by communicating on all your social media platforms, by being proud to say that you are a life planner or an elite with AIA, so that your name will reach somebody around you who knows you, who is already ready to buy, At least give people a chance to know that you are there. Last one, how many portfolios have you reviewed? How many portfolios have you reviewed last year? Last year, now portfolio means you get a series of plans or portfolio of insurance policies from this prospect, and then you review his or her entire portfolio. That's called a review. How many portfolios have you reviewed? If you have reviewed anything from 30 to 50, I congratulate you. You have looked through 30 to 50 situations and cases of financial planning to be able to learn a lot about the other person and also to gain experience in looking at the various gaps yourself. Then you will be able to, now what's the next? How many proposals have you prepared? All these are your assets, because when you review the portfolios, you learn. When you prepare the proposals, you also learn. And all these are your assets. So how many proposals have you prepared? Don't worry about how many proposals have been rejected, but how many proposals have you prepared? Have you been the kind of agent who just go and meet the prospect or the client and then suggest that one particular product? Or are you the person who look at his entire portfolio, look at the entire health and wealth solutions that you can offer, and then use the health and wealth solution suite to meet the gaps of that person in a very nicely done up proposal? Are you that kind of advisor? That kind of advisor will have a sustainable business in the long run. How many rejections have you received? Jensen, rejections also considered assets. Yeah, only when you approach, you ask, then you could be rejected, or probability of rejection. If you haven't received many rejections, chances are you haven't done a lot of prospecting or a lot of proposing or a lot of closing. So how many rejections have you received? Out of 10 people that you tried to close, maybe 6 rejected you. Yeah. So all the rejections are testimony of your efforts. Next, how many families have you advised? Out of 20, 25, or 250 clients, or maybe 80 clients that you acquired last year, how many of them are family clients? Meaning to say, you approach this person and you were able to secure plans for the entire family. Okay, how many families have you advised? Now, I always advocate that as an advisor, as a consultant, when you advise that one person, you can advise the entire family, then the relationship between you and the client becomes more solidified, okay? And this solid relationship, okay, together with your client appreciation, your client engagement, will help your business in the long run. 9, how many claims have you paid out? How many claims have you processed? Actually, you don't pay out, AIA pays out. How many claims have you helped your clients to process and AIA pays out? Okay. Every claim is the moment of truth. The moment of truth means your client suddenly realize that, okay, the piece of paper, the insurance policy they asked me to buy, it has turned and fulfilled its promise. And every claims reinforces in you that whatever you're doing is meaningful, purposeful, and truly helping another individual or another family. Okay, last question for your assets. How many clients are you fondly in touch with? How many clients are you fondly in touch with? For the past years, we have been talking about being at top of mind recall, so that you want your clients or your prospect to think about you, or your own market think about you the moment you think about insurance or financial planning. Let's add on another term. I added on this term, fond at heart. That means instead of other than being top of mind, are you fond at heart in your client? So how many clients are you fondly in touch with? They are happy to see you. They're more happy to see you than you are to see them. When they see you, they won't think that you are trying to prospect them or trying to upsell, cross-sell them, but they're happy to see you and know how you are doing. How many of these clients are so close to you that they're very supportive? How many of these clients you will consider them very close friends, or they will consider you almost like a member of the family? Okay, so how many clients are you fondly in touch with? Okay, gonna give you a few more moments. Make sure that you write down whatever answers you have to these 10 questions. Some of the questions, you might have the answers. Some of the questions, you might not have the answers now, and it's okay. What I'm doing here is asking you a series of questions for you to write down and be very clear all the assets you have had from 2023 or even the past years that you have brought forward to this year. Okay, let me run through any of the comments that you have sent in. Or many R's are great. Many R's mean many one is ready. Okay, great. So, 6 family clients. Somebody people say 5 rejection. 5 is too little, my friend. You should get at least 50 rejections, huh? Yeah, 50 rejections. 5 is too little. Unless you tell me you're one shot, one killer. So you try to close 100 people, 195 said yes, 5 rejected. Okay. All right. So if you're ready to move on to the next one, you're done with this, the assets, you're ready to move on to the next. Can you give me an indication? Put number 5. 5, 5, 5. Okay. 5 in the chat so that I know that you are done. 5 in the chat so that I know that you are done. So I summarize this part. This assets part is about looking at your clientele base, your referrals, your efforts, your review of portfolios, your proposals that you have sent, how many rejections, any family clients that you have accumulated, how many claims have you processed. And you notice that all this is about very practical prospecting and follow-up work. So I want to tell you that whatever you have done, whether you got your results or not, they are all your experience accumulation. Okay, so ready, done, let's move. Next one, your desire. What is it that you want? I know you tell me, Jensen, I know what I want. I want Supreme MDRT, I want this income, I want to change my car, I want to buy a Velfire for my family. I want to change to the latest electric car. I want to travel and go to a convention. I know. All those are the little things that you want. So allow me to ask you some questions here to help you be very clear from many areas of your life. What is it that you truly, really want? Let's take a look. Okay. Now, so first set of question, what would you like to have this year? Or would I like to have this year? You're going to have more time, more space, more clients, more income, more time with your family, more confidence, more value, self-esteem. You want more trust from your clients, more referrals. You want more client appreciation or people appreciating you. What is it that you like to have? What is it that you like to have that will raise your level and quality of life this year? Write it down. You don't have to think too hard. Sometimes the answers that come to your mind in the first or 2 instances are the best answers. What do you need to have this year? Now, first one was like to have. Next one is need to have. Need to have means if I don't have, then it will impact negatively on my needs. What do I need to have? Some people need to ensure that they provide well for their kids. Some of you have already provided very well. Some people need to have a sum of income and resources so that they can get married and move on to the next stage of their lives. What do you need? Some people, for the past years of being in their career or whatever of their lives, they have always been feeling down and depressed and not achieving. You need a breakthrough to rise up in your confidence, step up onto the stage and be the person that you're here to be. That could be what you need. So you need, the thing that you need not be tangible. Maybe you have been trying as a planner, trying to rise up the ladder of advisory for several years, and we are not getting any good results. But this year, what you really need is a real breakthrough. That is what you need. So what do you need to have this year? 3, what is a goal that is one step bigger than what you believe you can? What is a goal that is one step bigger than what you believe you can? Often, when your leader or someone asks you to set a goal this year, you ask any human being, some of them will think big, but most of us will look at last year or the track record or our history. Oh, we have done so much. I add a bit more. I add a bit more. That is what we think about. But what is one step bigger? What is a goal that's one step bigger? Maybe you think that what's possible is another 20% increase from last year's production. But what is one step bigger than that? 40%, 60%. What is one step bigger? If you set a goal that is one step bigger, some people say you set high, you fall, you won't fall so low. Oh, my take is you set one step bigger and explore the hows of getting there. Explore the hows of getting there. You set one step bigger so that you don't just set your goal based on what you had achieved in the past. The conditioned mind, your conditioned past, your beliefs and your values. No, be bigger than that. What is your non-negotiable production or income goal this year? What is it that's non-negotiable? Last year, you hit MDRT or you qualify for MDRT, you didn't hit Supreme. So this year, Supreme MDRT is non-negotiable. Last year, you got to Life Advisor. This year, maybe you want to get to Premier Advisor, and that's non-negotiable. You look at the situation of your family, the situation in your life, the situation of your self-confidence and esteem, and you ask yourself, what is non-negotiable this year? Non-negotiable means that whatever you do must be able to uplift you from wherever you are today. Describe the ideal you that you aspire to be. The ideal you that you aspire to be in 5 years, 10 years from now. The ideal you that you aspire to be by end of this year. The ideal you that breaks through all the fears that you had or you're still having based on last year and even now. What is the ideal you? The ideal you that no longer questions whether I'm good enough or whether I can. The ideal you that truly believes that every goal that you set your mind to will turn into a reality. The ideal you that can go out there confidently, speak to people about financial planning, insurance protection, okay, legacy planning, and then they will listen to you. The ideal you that will be the source of confidence and inspiration to the people around you when they need a listening ear or they need a motivational voice. What is the ideal you? So don't look at your current situation or look at whatever you've gone through, but look at what is the ideal me that I want to become. Right. Next set of questions. Hold on. Desire. Here we have. Okay, here. How and where do you want to grow this year? Is there a particular area that you want to grow this year? Now, we're not talking about just, second is jumping the slides. We're not talking about just financial growth or income growth. We are talking about holistic growth. Is there an area of growth that you want this year? Is it in your health? Is it in your fitness? Is it in your relationships? Do you want to invest more time in your relationships? Could be your relationships with your clients. Do you want to grow into get out of a bad habit, even just waking up early, get out of that habit? Is there a particular behavior that you want to quit? Okay, quit smoking, quit some form of consumption, whatsoever. 7, what would be considered a real breakthrough for you in your life and business? If 2024 will be a real breakthrough for you, what is considered a real breakthrough? What do you need to do? What do you need to achieve? What do you need to let go? What do you need to do something? Okay. Next, what do you feel is your life purpose and calling? What do you feel is your life purpose and calling? By now, you notice that I'm asking you a lot of questions from many angles and going deep. Okay. Yes, some people say debt-free, some people say financial freedom. I need 50 clients. I need more money, more income. Yes. So what is your purpose and your calling? What is your life purpose and your calling that you feel is your purpose and calling? Now, this year, your life. What are the responsibilities to those around you, your community, your world? What responsibilities do you have that you must fulfill, that you have not acknowledged, that you have not taken up, that you have not delivered over the past months or years? What brings meaning to your life, my friends? What brings meaning to your life? Money, debt-free, financial freedom, could be more than that. What brings meaning to your life? Maybe it's just that every single encounter with your prospect or client and the person leaves that table feeling more assured, secured, and hopeful about his or her life and financial situation. Doesn't that give you meaning? 3% or 5% that you meet every day leaves the table feeling more secure, assured, and hopeful about his or her life. Doesn't that give you meaning? Yes, it does. Okay, take a few moments, finish this, we'll move on to the obstacle side before we run up with commitment. Okay, so people are writing good health, income, what else? Walk out from comfort zone, make my family happy. Yes, make my family happy. Remember, those who want to make your family happy, remember one important thing. You are part of your family. You must be part of the family's happiness. If your family happy, you're not happy, it's not sustainable. All right, empowering lives. Elishama, empowering lives. Yeah, that's what actually you're doing every single day. As long as you're meeting people, some people you will close, some people you won't close, but that's what you're doing, empowering lives. Okay, wow, help everyone get covered by insurance in case of main income, household. Okay, great, pass away, no need to worry about the rest of their lives. Cool, that is your purpose. That is what gives you meaning. Okay, so whatever answers you have, great. This is to help you to be very clear about what is it that you want. You notice that here goes beyond just your goals and your money and your income. It's like about your life. We're going to move into your obstacles right now. Okay, so we have done your assets. You know a lot of things that you have accumulated. We have done your desire. You're clearer about what you want in many areas of your life for 2024. Let's move on to your obstacles. Okay, so first set of questions. They're very practical. What are the skills and knowledge that you feel you lack? Okay, now take 30 seconds. This is important. What are the skills and knowledge that you feel you lack? That means this year you want to be Supreme DRT, you want to be COT, you want to be TOT even. What are the skills and knowledge that you feel you lack? Often in a boot camp or in a training, I ask the participants, what prevents you from producing better? They always tell me, oh, I have lack of this skill, this knowledge, that knowledge. So list down your skills and knowledge that you feel you lack. Okay. We'll say happy family, happy me, make myself proud. Yes. Now, you might have written down 3 to 5 skills or knowledge that you feel you lack. Now, I want you to look at every skill and knowledge. Verify if that skill and knowledge is critical for production. Critical, that means that without that skill, you cannot produce. Example, a lot of people like to tell me that they lack the closing skills. They lack the closing skills or lack the presentation skills. Then I like to ask them, so if you don't have this skill, does it mean you cannot close? If you don't have this beautiful presentation skills, does it mean you cannot close? If you don't have this closing skill, does it mean that you cannot sell at all? Ask yourself that question. Be very critical and say, is this really a critical skill? Now, it is an important skill. Closing, presentation, objections handling, all these are important skills, even talking about knowledge on insurance, trust, legacy planning, okay? All these are great, okay, and important. But is it critical? Critical meaning to say, you cannot say, give a valid reason that because you don't have this skill, you can't close. Okay, so unless it's critical. So for those knowledge and skills that are critical, without this skill, you cannot progress. Without this skill, you cannot move forward, cannot close, cannot produce. Then how can you plug this gap? Is there a particular skill or knowledge or set of knowledge that you have always wanted to acquire so that you can become a better advisor, but you have not done so? And it's important for you this year or critical for you this year. And so what can you do about it this year? Stop thinking, maybe it's time. No, just go grab, do it. Okay. I know of advisors and consultants, they run their business, they run their teams, they get their professional qualifications, they do their charity work, they involve in so much things, and it's so fulfilling for them, including taking care of their families. All right. 4, what thoughts make you unproductive or productive? This is important. So you look at the first 3 questions, is about skills and knowledge. Now we move on to the next set of questions about productive or not productive. Okay, So first 3 questions about skills and knowledge. Which skills and knowledge are critical and how can you plug the gap? Next set of questions. What thoughts make you productive or unproductive? It is the thought that makes us productive or unproductive. Example, the thought of I have no one else to call. And then the thought makes you feel sad. Or the thought of I feel very tired and don't feel like working today. That thought makes you unproductive. Someone else can be feeling equally tired, wake up with very little sleep. The thought is, I got to get my kids to school. I got to then meet my clients. I got to run my team. I got to reach out to help that person. That person becomes productive. It is the thought that makes us productive or unproductive. The 2 persons can have equal amount of leads or no leads. One person will be more productive in going out there to meet more people, generate new leads, do social media, post things, get engaged in social media conversations. The other one will be just whining and complaining about not having leads to call at all. What is the thought that makes you productive? And what are the thoughts that make you unproductive? Know your patterns. Remember earlier I said 3 keywords: mindset, awareness, breakthrough. Awareness is about self-awareness. So what are the thoughts that make you productive and what are the thoughts that make you unproductive? So that the next time you have unproductive thoughts, you know how to stop them. Next one. Hey, I'm too fast. Okay, obstacle. Other than thoughts, let's move on to the next, look at the next one. That is, hey, I'm too fast again. Okay. What emotions make you unproductive? You think of a certain thought, you feel a certain emotion, it makes you productive. You think of a certain thought, you feel a certain emotion, it makes you unproductive. What are the emotions that make you unproductive? What are the emotions? Maybe you hear some sad stories, watch some sad movies, and then you feel very touched or feel very depressed, and then you're no longer productive. Then you know that that kind of negative emotions don't make you productive, then you avoid those kind of movies. For me, I'm one who doesn't watch horror movies. I don't like to get shocked and scared, because that will kick my mind and my psychology into a place that I do not want. So what emotions make you productive and unproductive? Maybe there's an emotion or inspiration. You watch inspiring movies. You turn on Netflix, you choose the show that you watch. Then on Disney Plus, you choose the show that you watch. Maybe speaking to people, feeling that they need help. That will make you productive. Then do that. Question 6. Who can be your positive support? We all need positive support. No one can be alone and strong every single day. Who can be your positive support? Who are the friends around you, your family network, or your close people network that can be your positive support? That means when you go to them, this could be successful business people, they could be very confident people, they could be not so highly educated, but they care a lot about you, your grandmother, or this particular old auntie that will be there and always encourage you, although he or she doesn't know what you do in your business, but they want the best for you. Who can be your positive support? Beginning of this year, which is now, okay, drop your positive support people a text, a visit, and thank them for how they supported you in the past, not financially or not in your business, but emotionally, and appreciate them. Okay, what are your fears? List them down. Any fears that you have about this year? Fear of the economy, fear about failure, fear of not bringing enough income, fear of not being sustainable in this business, fear of not achieving your goals. What are all these fears? List them down. Then I'd like you, after you list down your fears, to question and investigate each fear. So I'm going to give you an example here. Anyone, put your fear into the Q&A. Okay, put your fear into the comment. One person say, it's very Miza, too shy to do presentations. Is that a fear? No. That is a what? Fear? That's a thought? Too shy to do presentations. That when got rejections. I want to improve my persuasion skills. Okay, let's take one of this. Too shy to do presentations. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of doing presentations. I'm afraid of doing presentations. Yeah. So let's question and investigate this fear. Is it true that you're afraid of doing presentation? Or you're afraid that your presentation doesn't turn out well? What is the real fear, my friend here? Everybody, help me with this. When we are afraid of doing presentation or afraid of asking for the close, are we really afraid of doing that presentation, afraid of the act of asking, or are we afraid of the outcome? Which is the one that we are afraid of? Okay, afraid of losing leads, some people say. Are you really afraid of losing leads? Or are you afraid that when your leads are lost, you have no more leads? If today you can lose 100 leads, but you have 10 other leads that give you the entire production for the year, is it okay? You have 110 leads, you lose 100 leads, but the other 10 give you the production of the year, is it okay? Of course it's okay, right? So are you really afraid of losing leads? What are you really afraid of? You're afraid of not hitting your goal, your production, is that? So ask yourself, is it true? Because when you ask, is it true, you will realize that some parts of it is not true. I'm not afraid of presenting. I'm afraid that the presentation won't get the result that I want. So what's the story that I have in my head? If I present lousy, I don't present well, then the person won't buy. I don't present well, the person won't buy. That's the story that you tell in your head. But can you find someone else who does presentation in a way not as good as you, but still can close? Of course you can. So it's a story we tell ourselves. If I lose my lead, I have no sale. If I don't present well, I cannot close. If I don't speak confidently, I cannot sell very well. All these stories in our mind then make us unproductive. And even if we do productive work, we become not productive even. So what if you change your story that you tell yourself? I'm afraid of presentation, but it's not the presentation I'm afraid of. I want it to be focused on delivering value to the client. I may not speak perfect language in any way, sound confident in any way, but my heart for the client, for the prospect sitter in front of me, I do my best, including my vulnerability, show them and give my best heart. That can be the closing point. I am afraid of losing leads. Because when I'm afraid of losing leads, what do I do? Then I don't call. But if I don't call, I've lost them anyway. Any lead that sits in my phone book or in my computer that I don't call is a lost lead. The lead that I don't call to get a rejection is a lost lead. The lead that I don't call to get an opportunity to meet is a lost lead. I've lost anyway. So why don't I just move forward? Change the story that you tell yourself. The story that we tell ourselves, not every year, not every month, not every week, but every day in the moment, creates what we want or what we don't want. Fear of not hitting target, personal sales and recruitment. You're afraid of not hitting target. Is that really true? What you're afraid, is it really not hitting target and not getting the recruitment target? Or you're afraid that when you don't hit the target, you cannot account to yourself. You cannot account to your family. You cannot account to your self-confidence. The fear of our self-value is at the core of many fears. Our self-worth, the fear of not having good self-worth is at the core of many fears. When we don't do well as a parent, we feel that we have not done well in our responsibility, our self-worth drops. When we don't recruit well, don't get good sales, don't get good income, we feel that you have not done well as a person, our self-worth drops. So what you truly are afraid of is not being able to validate the value in you or to raise the value in you. Not the fear of not hitting your targets. So why don't you change your story? I'm going to go out there and do what I can to help as many people as I can. But if they want to rise up in their career, I'll try to recruit them, I'll groom them. If they want to have more security in their family, I'll do financial planning for them. I'm going out there to touch 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 families' lives. Some will close, some won't close. But by doing this, you're already showing your enthusiasm, your passion, your purpose, and raising your personal self-worth and value. When you do the right work, the results will come. So tell yourself that story. Instead of saying that I'm afraid I don't hit my targets, say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to 200 people or 200 families this year. 200 families that will benefit from having a conversation with me, see their gaps, get the proposal, and therefore I will guide them to make the decision that that's what you need to do. Change your story. Okay? Any more? Fear of not being perfect of the service offer and after sales follow-up. Now, I'm going to give you this last answer. I'll close up with a commitment. Now, fear of not being perfect. You will never be. You will never be perfect. You'll never be perfect because you don't even know what your client expects. And even if you can fulfill your client's expectations, you will have your expectations that you cannot fulfill. Don't aim to be perfect. Perfectionism is a waste of time. Perfectionism is a waste of time. You aim to do your best in every single moment for every single client that's sitting in front of you or on the phone with you. That's all you need to do. Okay, don't worry if you fall short of certain expectations, you will. You will fall short of your clients' expectations. You will fall short of your leaders' expectations. You will fall short, leaders, you will fall short of your agents' expectations. Husbands will fall short of wives' expectations. Wives will fall short of husband expectations. You will fall short of your kids' expectations because that is their expectations. Okay, you will fall short. But importantly is don't aim for perfectionism or to be perfect. Just do your best in every single moment for the person in front of you. Okay. Now, lastly, what I want to do is to give you a series of snapshot or sneak preview into your 2024 in your mind. Okay, you know what you will do. Your commitment is to run the activities, go and recruit the people, go and up your appointments, go and ask for referrals, go and do your client appreciation. But I want to let you know that once you commit to your goal or your 2024 breakthrough, this is what's going to take place. Number one, you got to say you got to commit my mind, my body, and my soul and my spirit to my breakthrough. So if you have not had 100% commitment over the past years, this is the year to have 100% commitment. 100% commitment means every single part of you in your body, mind, and spirit, I'm here to make this happen. Okay, so what is the next thing that will happen? I know that with this commitment, I will meet more challenges. Don't need to take picture first. After I show everything, you take. Every commitment will bring more challenges. The challenges are here to do what? The challenges are here to shape you to become who you need to be. The challenge needs to shape you so that you can really become the person to have that breakthrough. Just remember this, every challenge is here to shape you. Next thing, some challenges require me to learn something. Others require me to relearn. Some will ask you to learn something new. Some will ask you to drop what you have learned last time and relearn something. Other challenges, some of them are painful. When it's a painful challenge, you'll be called to change your mindset or change your behavior. And when you change that, then the challenge will go away. You will need more than mental toughness to last through the difficult challenges. Mental toughness itself is not enough because before you can be mentally tough, you need to be self-aware. I need to be more self-aware of whatever is taking place in my head. The time where you are down and you are out and you are having a difficult time, write down what's going through in your mind. You need to know what's the story inside your head space. I need to be willing to let go of what doesn't serve my desired future. Any behavior, any thinking, any emotion that right now you have that doesn't serve your desired future with your family, the way you like your life to turn out, you got to let go of them. Don't let something that you do not want stay within you. Okay, deal with it, resolve it, let it go, and move on light and happy. Next one, it is not going to be easy. Yes, 2024 is not going to be easy, and I accept it. When you think that it is difficult and you wish it was easier, it becomes challenging. When you know that it is not easy and you accept that it's not going to be easy, then you're on your way. And last one, remember this. Last one, I'm here for a mission and a purpose bigger than myself. Sometimes I feel that I'm not capable of achieving that thing or going beyond. You're right. It is not you alone. It is you and the resources within you that's here to deliver a mission and a purpose that's bigger than yourself. My friends at AIA Malaysia, whatever you've had last year in the last few years, those are not important. Those could be your accolades, could be your experiences, could be painful lessons, could be challenges that you have grown and learned from, and leverage on those to jump to another level this year. This is the commitment. Okay, so one final question, that is, what are you giving to your world? What are you giving to your world in 2024? What are you giving to your family, your communities, your friends?